After the first two episodes, a question starts forming quietly. If competence can stall you, and if your work may not even be seen, then how do certain people keep moving ahead? They often don't look sharper. They don't seem deeper. Sometimes they even appear lighter than you. This creates a specific kind of confusion. Not anger, not jealousy, but disbelief. Because if you're honest with yourself, you've looked at someone ahead of you and thought, I'm carrying more than this person. That thought is uncomfortable, so most people dismiss it. They assume there must be something hidden, some extra skill, some intelligence they're missing. There usually isn't. Here is the truth that resolves the confusion. The people who get seen are not optimized for work. They are optimized for transmission. Large organizations do not elevate those who handle the most complexity. They elevate those who can move meaning upward with the least friction. This difference is everything. Handling complexity is heavy. It requires context. It requires patience. It requires sitting inside problems that don't resolve cleanly. Transmission avoids all of that. Transmission is about simplifying, summarizing, and stabilizing perception. People who rise faster are not carrying the system. They are explaining it in ways that feel safe to those above them. That's why they often look less burdened. Because they are. They are not absorbing chaos. They are converting it into language, updates, and narratives. This is why their work feels lighter. Because it is lighter. The system doesn't need them to fix everything. It needs them to make everything feel understandable. Understanding travels. Fixing does not. This is where many capable people get stuck mentally. They believe depth should precede movement. But inside systems, movement often precedes depth. The system promotes people who reduce anxiety upstream, not people who resolve complexity downstream. This is not incompetence, it is compatibility. People who get seen often share one trait. They do not threaten existing mental models. They do not introduce too many variables. They do not make superiors feel suddenly ignorant. They compress reality into something that fits. And because it fits, it moves. By contrast, highly capable people often expand reality. They see connections others miss. They notice second-order effects. They ask questions that don't have quick answers. That expansion slows decision-making, and slow decisions feel dangerous to systems. So the system learns something simple. Whoever makes things feel clearer gets trusted. Whoever makes things feel heavier gets relied upon. Trusted people move. Relied upon people stay. This is why the gap forms. The people ahead of you are not better at the work. They are better at being interpretable. Interpretability is rewarded because it reduces uncertainty. And uncertainty is the one thing large organizations fear more than failure. This is also why the people above you often seem oddly detached from the details. They don't need the details. They need the shape of the situation. The people who get seen learn to deliver shape, not substance. Substance stays below. Shape moves upward. This is not a moral judgment. No one is cheating. No one is stupid. Roles diverge. Functions separate. And systems quietly decide which function they want to move. If you are carrying complexity, you are valuable. But you are also anchored. If you are translating complexity, you are visible. But you are also lighter. This is why comparison hurts. You are comparing load to movement. And those two things are not measured on the same scale. Episode 1 explained why competence can stall growth. Episode 2 explained why competence may not even be seen. This episode explains why the people who move often don't look like you. Not because they are superior, but because they are serving a different structural purpose. In the next episode, we'll look at managers themselves and why they behave the way they do, even when they privately recognize your capability. No advice, no fixes, just explanations.